Hello. You may recognize me from the movies and on television. Well, I've just opened a brand new medical facility called the Walk-In Clinic, and I want to tell you all about it. So stay tuned until the end of the episode so I can take you on a walk through the Walk-In Clinic. I'll see you at the end of the episode. Have you ever felt like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place? Are you having difficulty making a decision because both options seem bad, so you do nothing? Then stay tuned, because today we're going to walk through a simple tool called a double bind that helps you see why you're stuck and what it would really cost to change. Welcome back to Connections That Matter. I'm your host, Mike, and this is the show where we discuss tools and practices that help us form meaningful relationships within ourselves and with others through a lens of self-honesty and observing our behavior. Later on in this episode, I'm going to share how, in an extreme circumstance, this tool, the double bind, helped save my life. But first, I'm going to show you how anyone can use this tool in everyday situations that perplex us, awkward social situations, work dilemmas, or even just getting along with a neighbor. And here in the studio with me today is the most perpetually undecided man I have ever met. His name is Cornelius Conundrum, and he says he has difficulty with even the simplest of decisions. How are you today, Cornelius?
I'm not really sure. I can't seem to make up my mind. I need help making decisions. No, it's so bad. The other day I got trespassed from the grocery store because I couldn't decide between frozen apple juice or frozen orange juice.
Well, that's not exactly a capital offense.
I had been holding the freezer door open for 3 hours.
What?
I still can't feel the tip of my nose. Frostbite.
Well, how close did you examine these canisters?
Very closely, because printed right on the side of the juice it said, concentrate.
Okay, Cornelius, I'm going to show you this tool that anyone can use to help with a difficult decision. For those of you listening, you can click on a link in the show notes for this episode to access your own copy of a double bind as you follow along with us. Okay, so there's 5 blanks to fill in. The first one is to name the issue or problem. Cornelius, is there anything non-juice related in your life that you battle with?
Yes, I stay up too late Sunday nights watching my favorite show, Sands Through the Hourglass. It doesn't drop until 11 p.m., and then I wake up late for work.
Okay, in the next 2 columns, we have if I do change and if I don't change. As we fill these in, we want to specifically ask ourselves the question, what is at risk in each of these cases? So, Cornelius, what is at risk if you change what you were doing, if you skip watching the show till midnight on a work night?
Oh, I'm going to miss what happened. Oh, I can't bear the thought of it. Kelly loves Cruz, but will Cruz return her love? Will they ever find out who murdered Channing? And the Capwells blame the Lockridges, and the Lockridges blame the Capwells. It's nail-biting suspense of the highest caliber.
Okay, that sounds an awful lot like a soap opera from the 80s, but that's okay. So next, what do you risk by not changing what you were doing?
I'm afraid I might lose my job. Showing up late, not even dressed properly. Last Monday I was so groggy I accidentally wore empty juice canisters on my feet instead of shoes.
Oh, they didn't like that very much, did they?
Oh, they didn't even match. One was orange and one was apple.
Okay, that's actually a big risk. The next column is, the hard thing is usually the right thing to do.
Oh, giving up that show is going to be hard, but I need my job more.
Okay, so you've weighed the risks and decided. Now, the next blank to fill in is plan of action. What are we going to do about this? Cornelius, have you ever thought about taping the show and watching it in the afternoon?
Oh, that's brilliant. I could record it and get to bed on time and still catch up with the story.
There you go. You've just completed your first double bind. You took a situation that had two paths. Neither were desirable, but you examined the risks involved between doing something about it and not doing anything about it, and used this tool to successfully navigate a difficult decision. And we have devised a plan of action.
Oh, I've got another dilemma. This one involves my neighbor, Bob.
Okay, what's happening with Bob?
No, it's his ducks.
Bob has ducks?
Yes, and they were adorable when they were little babies. They would waddle over and they'd go beep, 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 and I would give them tasty little treats. But now, oh, they're full grown and they are so angry. Now when I try to get into my car, they surround me in a vicious duck pack and they peck at me with their bills for kibble. Oh, I want to tell Bob to fence them in, but I'm too shy to confront him about it.
I empathize. I remember when Angry Birds took up a lot of my time, but it was on my phone. Okay, so the issue is you feel threatened by overly aggressive ducks. Your neighbor fails to contain them, but you're also not comfortable confronting him about it. That is a dilemma. So what do you risk by not doing anything about this?
Oh, I'm afraid of the day I have no kibble to placate them with. That you might hear about me on the news. Local man mauled to death by web-footed aquatic assailants.
That would be a foul way to go. Okay, what's really at risk here if you go to talk to your neighbor Bob about this situation?
Well, that's just it. I don't know. I've never actually met him before. No, he could be nice, but he could also be as hostile as his ducks.
Okay, so your risk of doing something about this is an unknown factor. Now, for the next section, again, it's titled, The Hard Thing is Usually the Right Thing to Do.
Well, it's easy to just run past them while throwing a handful of corn at them, but then the problem never goes away. I feel like talking to Bob about it would be harder because, well, I'm shy and I'm not comfortable talking to people for the first time, especially if I'm coming to them with a request.
Well, then, as much as it doesn't feel comfortable, it sounds like it's the right thing to do. Okay, plan of action. Are you going to march over and knock on his door?
Oh, no, he might sick his ducks on me. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. He's in the phone book. I'll call him. His ducks can't get me through the phone. I'll call and politely explain what a safety hazard they are.
And if that doesn't work, I suggest calling animal control.
Where did you find this tool?
I found this tool along with the faster scale we went over in the previous episode when I was going through the Genesis process, a curriculum written by Christian neuroscientist Michael Dye. That was a fundamental part of my recovery from alcoholism. When I learned how to use this tool, the first double bind I did was about alcohol. I wrote about drinking in the space for what is the issue. The next space, what if I change, what do I risk, is structured this way on purpose. Anesthetizing behavior of any kind, whether it's substance abuse or overworking or isolation, relies on us avoiding the real issues at hand. It relies on us avoiding what is really at risk if we change. That's why this space we fill in on the sheet has to be looked at through this lens. I couldn't just write, well, I'll be sober and that sucks. I had to be honest with myself and acknowledge that the real reason I drank was to avoid emotional pain from past traumas. What I wrote is, quote, that I risk feeling pain again and that it's going to hurt and I don't want to feel pain. I risk losing the easy temporary solution and instead having to commit to some really hard work with an in-depth recovery process that will not be easy, end quote.
Oh, now I understand why it's worded that way.
Yep. The third space had unfortunately become self-explanatory via the multiple alcohol-related hospital visits I had incurred. What I wrote down in the space titled, "If I don't change," was, "I will die."
I would rather be killed by ducks.
Quicker and less painful, I assure you. Next thing was, the right thing is a hard thing to do. It's a very, very sad fact that drinking oneself to death is easy to do. People die from untreated alcoholism and drug abuse every day. It's easy to live in misery between times one feels numb because even that misery masks the pain we are trying to avoid. No, the hard thing was going to be putting in the rigorous work and honesty a recovery program demands for any chance of success. And it turns out that was the right thing to do. Plan of action was to commit to doing all this, stay in the recovery program, do the 12-step work recovery programs are engineered around, and dive fully into the Genesis process, holding nothing back from my counselors and myself. This saved my life. I'm here today talking to you because of it. The real crux of the healing I needed for my recovery program to work effectively came through this Genesis process, and the double bind was an essential, obligatory tool in that process. I did a couple of these things every day for over a year. I've literally done hundreds of them. Getting into the rhythm of doing this exercise has slowly reshaped the way my brain thinks about issues I'm having. Well, so you mean that if I get a lot of practice using this tool over time, I will eventually get better at navigating conundrums that I feel stuck in? Yes, exactly. Although it was designed to assist with heavy life-threatening scenarios, I find that it is a great way of looking at everyday, much more innocuous issues that still seem perplexing to us. That's why I say this tool can be used by everybody. Now, if I feel stuck on anything, I automatically do a double bind in my mind on it.
That rhymes.
Yes, it does, Cornelius. Yes, it does. So I would like to invite all of you listening out there to try this double bind on one thing. Think of something you're stuck on right now. It can be big, like a relationship, or small, like I'm on my phone too much at night. Grab the worksheet from the show notes and just fill out just the first 3 columns. You don't even have to do the full exercise. Just write down the issue at hand and ask yourself, what do I risk if I change? And what do I risk if I don't? Okay? Let us know in the comments section what you thought of it and how it went. Cornelius, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I'm glad that I did. This tool seems very useful. I'm always feeling stuck and indecisive. Oh, this should help a lot. Oh, thank you for having me on the show. Now I just have to go find my car.
Oh, where did you park?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't decide.
Okay. Good luck with that, Cornelius. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to click on the link in the show notes for your own copy of the double bind. Also, don't change that channel just yet. Following this episode, we have a quick word from our sponsor, who has opened up a new medical facility where, apparently, you can be treated by Hollywood celebrities? I wonder what that's all about. Anyways, we look forward to being with you again here on Connections That Matter. So till next time, remember, loneliness isn't the end of the story. It's where connections begin. Hello. I'm not a ruthless hitman, but I play one on TV. After years of portraying a remorseless sociopath in Hollywood, I took a turn. I decided I wanted to help people. That's why I've used my fortune to open the walk-in clinic. Real hospitals have trained medical professionals who will bill your insurance company the cost of a house to fix a broken arm. Well, you'll find none of that here at the walk-in clinic. No, we've only hired out-of-work Hollywood celebrities at a fraction of the cost, and we pass the savings directly on to you. Come, follow me down the hall as we visit some of the unqualified professionals that you could be treated by. First up is our general practitioner. He does standard checkups.
Hello, I want to take your temperature. What's good? I want to take your blood pressure. Oh, stop squirming. It's just a pressure cup. It's not a tumor. I need to pump it up.
Okay, now let go of him. He's just here to shoot a commercial. Sorry about that. He's very enthusiastic. Now, down here, we have our fully unlicensed podiatrist. For the quality foot care we provide, we'll have you up and around and able to march with the penguins in no time. He just loves to say that. Further along, I'd like to introduce you to our critical care specialist. He's actually received some training in the Army, well, not on television. Well, golly, are you a new patient? Oh, I've just got all kinds of tubes and needles that we can stick you with. And we've even got a little machine back here that goes beep, 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 boop. No. He's filming a commercial. Oh, well, that's just dandy. I do wish you the best of luck with that. Y'all come back now if you feel sick. Hey, what's that noise? Oh, I'm afraid that is a special case. We found this duck downtown running around screaming for someone named Walt, wearing no pants, scaring everybody. We've had to keep him contained for the safety of the public. We've sent for a new duck psychologist. Our last one, as it turns out, was a total quack. He's loose. Sound the alarm. Lock down the clinic.
The duck is loose. The duck is loose. Everyone, run to the trapper. Run to the trapper.
Well, it looks like visiting hours are over. Just remember, if you're feeling ill or need urgent medical attention, we're not qualified, but we're cheap, and there's never a waiting list here at the Walk-In Clinic.